I dieted for several months to look like this for a bodybuilding competition. Fast forward 6 months later, I am still shredded, as you can see here, and it's all due to the fact that I adhere to this one principle, the principle of following a reverse diet. Let's talk about it some more. What's going on? It's Pro Physique Coach Ben Berluti here, and today I want to quickly go over a few tips from experience I've seen with myself and with my clients to help them maintain progress after a fat loss phase or a cut. Look, when you're in a diet, you're super motivated to push, right? Whether it's 30, 60, or 90 days, you make the necessary life changes. You start moving more on purpose. You're doing cardio. You're weight training routinely. You're tracking your calories, and more specifically, your macronutrients. You're weighing out all of your foods. Then once you reach the end of the challenge, the end of the diet, you reach your goal, look, now what do? For many of us, we fall off track and we gain all of the weight back in a relatively quick amount of time. And that's very frustrating. And that's the last thing I want for you guys, because a fat loss phase should make our life better. It should put us in a spot that we can sustain the progress we made in that previous cut. Here's how we can do this. You can maintain progress by following a reverse diet. What's a reverse diet? Well, it's a process of bringing calories up, bringing cardio down with the goal of maintaining your physique, okay? It's about maintaining progress. You will not maintain progress if you're doing tons of cardio and eating low calories forever, because eventually, hey, we're going to break, right? You can have a very strong willpower, but if you're not eating any food, you're going to be tired. You're going to be hungry. You're going to be craving foods. It's just a matter of time before you slip off track and get very frustrated with yourself. So after a period of dieting, whether that's 60 days or 90 days or even longer, I highly recommend you start a reverse diet, or at least a diet break where you're going back up to maintenance with the goal of maintaining progress, okay? We need a game plan. We need that focus that we had during the fat loss phase, the cuts, where we're tracking everything, our movement, our calories, etc. We need that during a reverse diet, okay? Where do you start? Well, start putting some calories, some food back into your routine. Hey, even if that's just an extra 100, 200 calories per week at the start of your reverse diet, that's a great starting place. You can go, okay, my body responded very well to that small increase in calories. Maybe I'm going to make a more aggressive increase the following week and go from there. So every 7 days, make those adjustments. How do you make these adjustments? Well, you still are adherent to the plan. You're tracking your intake closely. You're making sure you're doing your cardiovascular work. You're still weight training, right? The focus that you had in the deficit, you need during a reverse, okay? So that is very important. That way in the future, once you get up to a place of maintenance where you find, okay, I'm now maintaining my weight. I'm maintaining, more importantly, the look that I achieved during the deficit. Now I'm in a good spot to just kind of cruise on higher calories, right? You know, living at maintenance is a great place to be. This allows us to build muscle, build strength, which does wonders for our physique. It also allows us to feel better, right? Our overall mood improves. Overall sense of well-being improves. Hunger levels go down. That helps us adhere to the plan, okay? That way, it makes us a lifestyle, not just a 90-day sprint, right? So that's something I really want you guys to focus on. So I gave you some specifics, an extra 100 to 200 calories a week. Look, if you're doing a low intensity modality of cardio, like I recommend, and I've talked about many times before, whether that's the elliptical machine, fast-paced walking on an inclined treadmill, let's say you're doing 45 minutes to an hour at the end of your diet. Maybe you're doing 35 to 45 minutes at the beginning of the reverse. You're pulling back, 10, 15 minutes? But now it's less energy expenditure while you're bringing calories up. And week by week, you start to pull back at cardio slightly, increase calories some more, and get to the place where cardio becomes, a tool to just aid with digestion, get in some purposeful movement, help keep hunger levels in a good spot, but not so much that we're just fighting to recover all the time because we're doing so much cardio. That's not where we want to be forever. Look, if you take the principles that you implemented during a fat loss phase to make progress with your nutrition by taking single ingredient foods. I talked about this recently on a video that I want you guys to check out. You must be able to identify quality sources of each macronutrient, single ingredient sources of those quality sources, and implement them into your daily routine to make progress during a fat loss phase. So if you haven't watched that video, check it out. But after your diet is done, eat those same foods, but eat more of them. So let's say you add, 20 grams of carbs per day for a whole week. 20 grams of carbs. Well, maybe that's just some extra rice at your dinner meal. That's it, right? That helps you stick to the plan very consistently, allows you to become not so overly focused on food that you're trying to get as creative as possible with your meals, right? And just keep things simple, all right? Our goal at the beginning of Reverse is to bring those hunger levels down. This way we don't find ourselves in a position where we're going to the all-you-can-eat buffet and now taking more steps back than we would like. So this is what I would highly recommend you guys do after a fat loss phase. And then if you want to drop more body fat later, you can, but you must do so when you have a clear mind. Your metabolism has had a break. You can't diet forever and expect your body to respond and drop body weight. You have to pull calories from somewhere. When you bring calories up after a hard diet push, that allows you to sustain progress, and your starting point is at a much better spot than it was previously, right? My calories are much higher than they were after my last show. I did a show, I was down to 150 grams of carbs a day. I was hungry, tired, not feeling great. I'm currently at 370 grams of carbs a day, and I look like this, okay? That is all due to the fact that I strictly adhere to my macronutrient plan. So I'm eating all the food I want. I'm just tracking all of it in alignment with my targets, right? That's it, guys. Keep it simple. You will sustain progress. As a coach, this is something I love to do with my clients every day. Help them, yes, reach your body composition goals through a diet, but also maintain their progress after the diet. If that's something you're interested in, let me know. Ben@prophysique.com is the best way to reach me. If you have any other general questions, shoot me an email as well. I'm here for you guys. I want to be a resource for you as you go through your own journey. Take care.